This fucking thing. Hey, what's up, yo? He's getting this mic switch. This damn mic keeps like dropping lower. Kind of moving away from my face. So, welcome, y'all. This is another episode. Took a couple days away. Shit ain't gonna work. So, we took a couple days away. And we are back. So, today we're trading gold. And in this video, I'm going to be focusing on, see if I can switch to the other scene here. Hold up. I thought I had a shortcut key set up, but I don't think I do. Let's just take a quick look. Mouse. That's right. The problem is I have something else bound to the mouse as well. Son of a biscuit. Maybe shift. Let's try it again. It's for my audio dictation. Oh, it doesn't let me bind to it. Okay, let's try now. No. Shit. This is crazy. Take a couple days off and you're like, what the hell is going on? So we want scene 3, not scene 2. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. It's going to be one of those nights. Let me clear this one right here. Scene 5. Clear that. We'll make that. There we go. Got it. So now I wonder, just curious, if we just make them the same, if I even have to hit control. Okay, let's try it anyways. Okay, that doesn't work. Doesn't like that. Okay. So now we know. Mouse 5. All right, we're good. Now I just got to remember. So control is the top screen. Make sure. Nah, control is the bottom screen. Mouse control is the top screen. Okay. Okay, so I think we're ready, man. That's brutal. So, got a couple things on the screen here. Over on the right, my eyesight's not very good today, but a little blurry. Got time and sales just filtered out by volume of 10 whenever 10 contracts print. Right now, clearly it looks like since 2150 from about 2114 that sellers are putting in the most work and they're actually getting results. So that's pretty cool, right? Kind of like that. And 10 kind of only filters for big orders. Then visually you can see these big trades here where big sellers stepped in. Kind of the aggressive buying pressure kind of just died, right? And price came back down to retest the lows from about 1800 or so, I believe. I think this is a whole evening session here. So now coming up to the top, we got a couple things going on here. On the left side, we have a footprint chart. This is at 40 range right now. What you can see is we were in this range right here, all right, until we weren't. All right, so we essentially broke out of that range right there. And I mean, we could try a retest here and see if jump back on for a short. I don't think that's a bad idea. With our stop behind this range here, have another candle marked where you can see that it had some significant volume compared to the others. Kind of up here. This one, actually. 207, right? So I expect us to come back there. So these show the aggressive buying and selling at each price level. So passive buyer has to hit one of these aggressive guys for an order to print. So we can see here that we also had a lot of selling at this level. Okay, so probably better than putting these lines. Now, since we have kind of a zone, put this little box and extend it over. So we're just looking at the footprint, right? We're just seeing how the order flow went. Press back, tried to break through, and basically ran out of steam. Bunch of zeros printing here, so just ran out of steam. Okay, so now we're looking, you know, what's next? What's next on the agenda? Well, down here, this is a perfect example. Over on the right, we have a volume profile for the overnight session. All right, this is a 70 or most volumes traded. Green for up candles, black for down. These are some ranges I've marked. That's where we were ranging over here. That's when we were in this range before we broke out of it. So you see all the resistance pushed it down. Resistance just pushed it down. Now we're back to this zone right here. All right. retesting, the last place two-sided trade really occurred. What's going to happen here? Well, looks like sellers are still in control, pushing the price down, but buyers are stepping in here. Sellers, let's see if we can get some more buyers in here. Right, it's the same zone over on the right that just happens to be where this large aggressive selling order block from one player who placed a bunch of orders in a short period of time. And this is the VWAP right here, this red line. So it goes all the way up, and we're coming back down to where it was before it ripped up to the top to retest. Sellers are still in control on the left. Obviously, we're looking for an absorption and to get long. Whoa, look at that print. Look at that. So this footprint is baller. You can see here that we broke through. Buyers became sellers, so probably a lot of stops got triggered right here. But price also started to move up. So we have some aggressive buyers starting to step in. So all aggressive sellers down here, by the way, big absorption, right? And passive player just ripped them up. So I think this is a shot to be on MGC here. We're going to just take one contract on this Apex account long. And let's just see, where are we going to take it to? We're going to take it to the last zone right here, probably. Probably to the middle of this zone right here. So that's going to be our target. That was like biggest push down, and this is where buyers started to step in. They had them up here too, but this is the closer target. So looks like sellers are kind of exhausted now for the moment, and we have some aggressive buyers starting to step in, although they aren't very large in nature. Some sellers, this level's being protected right here. You can see that happening. And over here, we could see some aggressive sellers stepping in here. Obviously, some of these were stops. Buyers who had to become sellers, right? So so here's a good spot where I think we could get a little bit of momentum to the upside. The VWAP is flattening out, so maybe sellers, they're still here, but maybe they're getting tired. Okay, so there's a lot of selling pressure right here. Maybe they're getting tired. All right, so we're gonna bank on a little bit of a move back. Okay, now sometimes these lines, there we go. Now it starts to get a little bit tricky as they move. Yeah, that's why we had it there. But I don't think that's a level. You think this is a level? But I think this is where we come back to. Come back to test this zone right here. That's at 47. God damn, the text is so light. What the hell does that say? 47.31. I swear to God, I can't see that. 47.31. What do we have here? 47. Okay, right here. I kind of like it down here. Because this is where, that's what I think. This is where we had a bunch of action already, so there's going to be a lot of resistance up here. So I kind of want to front run this resistance. Too many times I missed out by a tick. Okay, now we're coming back to the order flow. All right, still sellers are in control here, but yeah, they're still firing away. But they're not making a lot of progress. So volumes died down as well for the last several candles on this very fast printing chart here. This is real time, basically order flow. Shift back up to the. So 3 different ways to kind of view what's going on, and this I kind of think of. We don't really know, right? We can just look at stuff and try to identify good spots. Now I have a clear invalidation here. Obviously 196 to make 256. I think that's a fair trade. I don't even think we need to take on that much risk, to be honest. If we really wanted to see, I think that would probably be as much risk as I need to take on. I have a little bit of protection here. We already rejected off there once. There's really nothing left for protection if we get through this level right here. So I don't want to like blow my wad and lose too much. All right, that'll take us a little bit below our starting balance. But this is a pretty strong selling area. Some of them were stops though, right? Some of them were sell stops because they were longs that became market shorts. All right, we're gonna put on a YouTube chat here. Man, I can't wait for NBA to come out. I'm ready to play some NBA. 151 subscribers. All right, we're moving on up. I'm just gonna pull up my chat here, y'all. So just bear with me for a second. All right, content. We're gonna go to videos, live. Nah, I just want the chat. It's not what I want. Let's just go to it. Guess the easy way is just to go to the channel. All right, there we go. Take a look at what Bitcoin's. Ooh, scary. So I have a limit down here for Bitcoin at around 70,000, but it doesn't want to pull back. Keeps going higher. We are now testing resistance. These are 1 hour candles. So Bitcoin trying to break into 80,000. All right, so down here we have a pretty thin book. Got 20 plus orders down here at 46.97. Not much to the top side till we get to 47.36 where we have 100. Man, that was a big dump. Okay, we just made a higher high over here after sweeping the low. Still mostly sellers in the time and sales. The last 6 minutes or so. But they did get exhausted like we talked about. That would have been a good little... Oh, we did take that entry. Now we're getting a pullback, aren't we? We didn't take any profit. Well, it's because we're looking at Bitcoin. We don't want to look at Bitcoin anymore. Okay, so we're up 25. Again, I'm targeting the zone way up here. Obviously, sellers could still be here. Okay. But oh man, I like this. See money, take money. We're here to coming into that zone. So I think we're gonna change the plan and we're gonna take some profit. Oh motherfucker. Unless I really blow this just because I'm having malfunctions. All right, I like it. So that's a nice little trade. Okay, so the reason why is like we do have this zone, okay? We could tap into this zone and continue down. All right, honestly, like or we could just start to break through it and continue. Just continue to retrace higher. So technically, if I wanted to slow this zone down, I'd be looking in here, all right? So a line that I really kind of like would be right there. That's probably a good little short. We see on time and sales, it's still not a lot of big size moving the price back up. Not like this price being moved down. So kind of like a short, but what I really would like a short from is up here. I think I had this zone marked because that must be this zone right here. Let me make that another color. Oh, that's way the fuck down there. Holy shit, I am so disoriented. Okay, so that's that one. That's that one. These are on different time frames. Change the color just so I can see. Okay, so here's why I'm expecting a reaction. Is I don't know where, but this is where I'm anticipating a reaction. This is my first thought. But looking at delta profile, this is the largest node. So there's a pretty strong node. All right, these are aggressive selling nodes. All right. So this is second right here. So honestly, likely keep adding colors to it, right? Hot pink. That's it. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So I would like to take a short from there. And this is a 40 range. This is a 15 minute. Let's change this to a 89 range. Gonna look at some longer term market structure here. So we're pretty overextended. All right, we've been coming up for quite some time. Got 50% of the swing is right there. We got that looks like maybe another area, and we got there. So those are 3 areas. 2, 3, 4 areas. For downside targets. Obviously, you have to keep in mind that today was New York session was here. Okay, so this is New York. Right there. Okay, so like down here. Right, so we clean the New York high and the no, this is all good. This is all in there. So we still haven't cleared the low. Okay, but this looks like a pullback. Yeah, we use fibs too. It's one of those sounds. All right. like I got some evil plan ready. Like, oh, maybe we should enter. So anyways, we retraced back to the 786. Much cleaner. Right, and then I like to come back down to the, I don't know, that 40 looked okay. Now we can kind of see structure a little bit. Right, and we're working our way back up to the 50. But I'd be I'm looking for a short from here. That's what my trade idea is. I mean, I hope it gets all the way to here, because then I can put my stop here and might take profit at the low or to here. So like, let's look at that one from a risk reward. So that'll be a short. Let's say we get in from right here. So we're gonna risk the low. $1.82 R. Maybe we'll enter. Well, the interesting thing about it is that I don't know, there's a shelf there. And there was a lot of aggressive selling there. So look at this. Busy looking at the chart, I'm missing what's going on here. Like, what's down on the battlefield? A little bit of buying came in at man, that was like a half hour ago. And that, what was that price? 47.11. So 47.11. Put a mark on that level. So we got some buyers right here. We had some at 47.27 too. It's way up here. So this is one big green candle. All right. And this is one big red candle. Man, and look at this. I mean, really. Like massive, right? Thing I don't like about this is the white, I can't see shit, man. I can't see like where it's like white on white crime. Can't see anything. I have to fix that. I don't trade gold very often, so this is just kind of a let's see how it goes kind of thing. Yeah, I don't think we need that anymore. Okay, now something you kind of do over here. Okay, I wanted to make sure that was showing. You can draw a volume profile on it. Like we already have this level marked. I think that's an important level right here. Kind of the same thing over here with the volume profile. You know, this is where two-sided trade occurred for a while, right? So it's got like 47.10. Right here. I kind of like how the market structure looks. It's kind of inviting. See this down here. So 47.11. See what happens down here. We're starting to get overextended, but we're still pushing down. And aggressive sellers are stepping in. Small numbers, not super huge. Or those were stops that got ran. All right. Could have been stops as well. Right behind here. Okay, we're in. We're gonna buy. And how far are we gonna take this? Sorry, I didn't let y'all see it. So we're in down here on our take profit trader account. And here's what we do is we're just order flow scalping. We're just trying to take what the market gives us. We're just following it up. I don't really care, right? I'm just trying to make a few dollars, ride the wave, because this could just bounce right back, yo. Okay? It's just the way it's moving right now. This could come back down and retest. So another entry would be down here at the 46 or 48.88, I guess. Like I said, my eyes aren't working very good today. I mean, for all you head and shoulder people too, right? You can kind of see that starting to draw out. So I like a long. So here's another, we're going to enter right here, long. And we're going to scalp up 20 points. Let's see if we can get it. We have quite a bit of drawdown on this account, so can afford to hold on. We're going to lock in that profit every time we can. Every dollar matters. All right, nice little small scalp. 20, 30 ticks. Yes, it can keep going, but like really look at the volume. The biggest volume was down here, right? So we came back here and basically took off again, right? So that was kind of the idea behind that. We had some volume and movement. It came back here, more buying. Sellers like stepped in, but sellers got exhausted. Buyers started pushing the price back up. Sellers are trying to move it back down, but they're not doing a very good job. As a matter of fact, they really got absorbed. Right here. That is it, okay. Right there. There's buyers there too. So this might be a consolidation range. We might be able to play this consolidation range here. We're gonna buy another one. We're just gonna scalp it up to here. This is where we had lots of buying. I think they're gonna protect. I think they're gonna protect this zone. Look at that. Look at that right there. Look at that shit. Isn't that crazy how that happened? They just ripped. It's like, nah, we're buying right now. Nah, you ain't gonna move price down any lower. We're in right now. So that's super super strong. Now sellers are trying to step in. Look at that. Sellers like, nah. We're gonna keep pushing price down. Nah. I don't think so though. I think these buyers are gonna step in actually. Let's see if I'm right. See if I'm right, see if I'm wrong. It's a bad trade. We should have got out, but look at that. That's insane. Insane. Bunch of 156 big volume. Big volume printed. Where was that? At 46,808. 46,698. Right where my entry is. Insane. Massive order. Absolutely insane. All right, so we're gonna give it. We're good. We're gonna give it some time. That was just insane. I think we can get back to 40. We can get back to my entry. Okay, we're gonna come back up and retest. See if there's more sellers still up here. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy one, and then we're gonna get out on a retest of this level. That's my plan, because I think we're kind of at the bottom of the range right now. We could break the low, but I kind of feel like we're just gonna range back and forth, and I'm gonna just have to go with that gut. Obviously, if it keeps going lower, I can just flatten. So I like this plan. I have $4,500 to draw down on this account. We're already up several hundred on the session, and not a justification, but that's we're trading to micro gold, very small size. Lots of buyers down down who got pushed through by this super big level of selling at 46.98. So here we go. We're back, almost back to our entry. Right? We're gonna see if we can still get a little bit of money. Get a little bit of money from this trade. Let's see if our plan works out. This is exciting. So I think if we come back here, I know I'm wrong. Okay. And we cut our losses. So essentially we give it a little bit of room just in case there's a liquidation stops back here. This is nice. We got a retracement back to about 70%, and then got a bounce. See if buyers step back in here to protect. Now we'll take our L happily. So we kind of had to give it a minute to unfold to set our risk. So that level got, so those stops got liquidated. All right, do they go for the next ones, or do we start to move up now? I hope it's up. I hope it's up for my sake. Okay, we're gonna go grab those limit orders. Go grab that liquidity. Buyers are stepping in aggressively, but still having a hard time breaking out of this area. All right, we're not home free yet. we're basically in a range, right? And I'm at the very top of it, which is not the best place to be. Unless we're going to get a reversal before we get another liquidation of the lows. Yeah. I mean, all hope isn't lost because buyers keep stepping in, but it's not the prettiest, as you can see right there, right? Oh my God, not the prettiest situation to be in. So we got more liquidation happening. I'm probably going to get tapped. I don't know if I'm too close, but I'm not going to risk any more than that. We can always get back in. So we just get liquidated. So now we're down about 117. So we lost about 150 on that. We're going to wait. We got some buying volume down here. Ooh, oh, look at that. Insane. What a fight. I want in. Give me in. Give me in. Look at that. I'm going to add too. Love it. Shit, I think I want to go all the way up here. Okay, remember what I said though. We're in here. We're in the business of making money. So buy one. Come all the way back up here. That's what I think. Lots of selling, absorbed. Obviously, there could still be more, right? There's going to be a retest. I think it gets absorbed again, and that's really I'm hoping to get a little bit here, and then for it to come all the way back down, retest it. But likely we're going to work our way back up. Shit, I don't know. I want to come all the way up to here, to be honest with you. That's what I think I want. So we broke the range. We're going to come back and tap into 50%. What's that? 47.16? Where am I at here? Shit. 47.16 is way the hell up here. Shit. Gotta look at the higher time frame. Don't forget. Oh yeah, we got so much room. Yeah, I'm liking the longs here. You're right here. Point of control is stepping up here was up and down. So our range up and down, up and down, up, 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 boom. All right. Are we gonna range here for a minute? So probably gonna go sideways for a moment. There are buyers here. So I'd like to see another impulse to the upside, obviously. Come back down here. We're still at our entry and we have some aggressive buyers stepping in. See right here too. Maybe. All right. Maybe. So some aggressive buyers stepping in. There's a bubble print too. It's a big sign. Big wick, some exhaustion. Not a lot of aggressive selling to the downside. Actually, more buying. Had a little bit here. Kind of ended right there. Maybe we tap back into the zone one more time before taking off to the upside. But right now we're in this consolidation, as you can see. But we pick a direction. Okay, price is trying to drop down. We're getting that little bit of a retracement back down into this area. Likely all the way down to here. I think I'll be adding one contract down here. As soon as I see a little bit of effort back to the upside. Okay, got some orders loading up here. Like they're reloading. We're in for 2 contracts. This feels good to me right here. We also have some more buying dominating the late action in the order book. Also some large levels printing 4682. So this 4682 level, I don't want to mark too many levels, but 4682. Lots of buying interest there. So I like that a lot. Now we're running. We are running. All the way up. Keep going. Keep going. All right, we're not going to get greedy though. We're not going to get greedy. We're going to just got this. You got this. You got this. You got this. Got this. You got this. You got this. Flatten. We're out. Perfect. Not getting greedy, like I said. So we're back in the green. Now that's an area, right, where there was buyers got absorbed, price got pushed down, so that was actually a good exit. You can see price held up, just stopped. Sure, it could come all the way up here. Could do anything, but that was a good spot to get out because I expect some selling pressure here. If we can break through, I think we need to break through all of this before I want to go, unless I think it flipped. All right, so buyers are stepping in higher. Okay, if we can hold this low, make a higher high, and then hold this low, maybe on a retracement back to this level right here, I'll try to jump back in on another long. But let's kind of break into this area and kind of loosen it up a little bit first, because that's where all the negative selling pressure came from. Should mark that 46.98 level too, right here. This is where there was, make it red. This is where there's pretty big selling. This one. Okay, so we gotta hold that level. Okay, so we gotta hold that level. We made a higher high, higher high, higher low. Put in one more. Really got to hold this level right here. If we want to get in a position. Okay, so we didn't hold the level. Big contracts coming in at 49.8, 46.80, 46.80. I swear to God, I can't read. So right here, big selling. Right there. All right, so that's a battle, right? So now we're in a range. Okay, now we're in a range. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, that's good. We need to break through that level and hold it. Come back and retest it, please. Come back and retest it. And we'll join the bid, but we need to retest that level first. Okay, so now we have some more info, right? So that's where the absorption happened, but now we have some aggressive buyers who stepped in. And we have to hold that level. Thing is we have lots of, get rid of this. Lots of aggressive selling right here. So we might be in this range right here, is kind of what I'm thinking now. Man, I do want to pull back. I don't want to chase it. So let's hope it comes back to retest this level here. We may have to come all the way up here before we reverse to come back down to the other side. But I do think we might be in a range here. I mean, it might be a big range. Or we might have reversed back up to the other extreme. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high. So this 4680 would have been a good entry where these sellers got absorbed. And then aggressive buyers stepped in. So yeah, we hold this level. I'm gonna buy. I'm bullish. 10 contracts stepped in at 46.90. Right, there we go. All right, well, we watch this play out. Just gonna step away for a moment. All right, I'm a distance from the mic, but if it gets back down to this area, probably back down here to this green area or a retest, we're probably gonna jump in. Go along. Hey, y'all want to check in high volatility for gold. Y'all want to check in with the NASDAQ. I don't want to miss this trade though. Or this opportunity for a trade. Throw on alert. I'm sorry. Oh, I can't put an alert on that? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I'm not sure how to turn on an alert. Okay. Dude, I had to eat. So sorry. Okay. So a couple things. Kind of in a no trade zone. We're in we don't want to be messing around here. So I have top of the range where the most selling occurred. We had some sellers get absorbed, and then bottom of the range where buyers stepped in, and we do a measurement. Price is right in the middle. Okay, it's right in the golden pocket. So there's nothing to be done except watch. So because of that, we're going to look at NQ on our other monitor. So it's down here. So NDS. Okay, so interestingly enough, let's make this, we just swept, this is a 89 range chart. We just made the high of the session right there. And we've been making higher highs. There was even a fake out. And now we're in this potential channel to the upside. This resistance or support zone seems to be pretty strong. So on this side, wouldn't even say here, this is like giving it too much right there. Well, it could go either way. All right, we have this. We have a little gap right here. It's kind of small. We have a bigger gap right here. So I guess something like, yeah, like that line. This is just the high of the session, which was support one time, two times. That's just where the most volume was traded. About delta profile. Looks kind of bullish to me. If we could come back down to retest this level. We'll set an alert. It's going to be really annoying when the sound plays, so my bad. As designed. So I think that would be an area where I would jump on board. That's what I think. You might be like, well, wouldn't you short there? You think it's going to go back down there? No, not necessarily. I don't think so. I don't think that's how it works. I think you could. But this was also a strong level, right? You really want to see exactly where they stepped in. We can draw right here. So maybe the entry is there. So it looks like it's going to see if there's sellers still here. And we could definitely take a little bit of a move here. Lots of buying, so lots of interest to push the price up. Level after level after level. So is this where we come back to take out the New York high up here? Or do sellers step back in? Oops. I was close. It's actually there. Two sellers step back in right there before we can make a high break structure. So we got aggressive delta with volume pushing the price up. See what kind of volume's in there. See this little zone right here. Man, both markets are moving. So over here, price is coming back to retest. We need to redo this. Zoom out. That really is one big swing range, right? I'm not crazy, right? So I think we can come back here. I think that's an entry that I would be interested in taking. That's the one. So look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull back, pull back. So it's a lower low and a lower high, right? But on the short term, it's a higher high, higher lows, right? So you got to keep that in mind. And this is the longer time frame right here. Pretty much an equal low. Strong rejection from down here. I think we come back to maybe retest it one more time, but we already left it and came back and no, we didn't. So we came down, came back up, down. I guess we did. We came back and retested it, so maybe we come back to this range. But I'm hoping we come back down here. All right, let's take a look at NQ again. Different kind of chart. Looks like these aggressive buyers are failing right here, like miserably. Can they protect? Like all of these guys are just losers. Look at all those aggressive buyers. So price is coming back to where we want it to. I like it. All right, we came up, tested this channel high. With a wick. Rejected hard. These aggressive buyers are being absorbed. Right? Kind of looks like gold too. No, not really. Not really. Just that candle for a moment. Okay, so buyers are not giving up. Okay, so if we put this on a different range chart, try 40. See how the structure looks. Who's in control, yo? Yeah, basically from here. CVD is positive. More aggressive buying present over aggressive selling, even though price is going down, right? Man, I'm looking for a spot to get in, and that spot looks like right here, but it may not come back all the way here. Could also be here, so we just make it a zone. Is that what we do? We just make it a zone. That's the right play, the zone. All right, well, I think we put our alert on this, didn't we? Did not. Okay, so I got an alert up there. We need alert. Here too. All right, so we'll minimize that. Looking at ES, we're at the top of the range. This was New York. So New York high was here. New York low was here. And overnight low there. There. All right. That's a yes. And nothing has changed over here. Exactly as we called it. Right? We're just in a no trade zone. So nothing to see here. But I should put an alert on if we make it back to here. Oh, it's from the other chart. Hopefully, we need to have different charts for different alerts for different symbols. So all of our alerts are pretty much set up. Let's go back to NQ. I think NQ is closer to a trade than gold is. Okay, so CVD is up, aggressive buying is up, price is trending up. Right, obviously I changed the chart so these lines don't apply. But even this one's even more clear. Kind of, we're just crawling up. We keep moving up. It's really been happening. We broke that high right there. It's also a green aggressive buying node. So like the story's clear. On the weekly, is basically just new yesterday and today. Sunday night, I guess. The thing that's interesting though is earlier in the week, aggressive buyers were here. You can see that. And this last attempt, they weren't there. It's just something to note. There was a few, but fairly insignificant, right? Even down here, there was some, but fairly insignificant. But when price came here, yeah, not really. Not really. Right, but so we're still holding that trend line. I'm gonna take a shot here. MNQ 3 apex, taking it to the top of the range. Stop loss behind the zone. Nothing happening on gold at the moment. Shit, this could come all the way up. I mean, if we want to be super like, just want to lock a few dollars in, that's the trade right there. But there's lots of selling pressure, so it's not looking like the best entry. They're getting absorbed, or they're not. Stop's gonna be behind there. And our take profit is gonna be up here. So we'll have some fun watching this one play out. The best entry might be down here, so I would consider adding, actually. I like that target because that's where all those aggressive buyers were before. So like, it's an area where there's lots of interest. So I kind of feel like we can maybe get there before price decides whether it wants to continue to go higher or lower. I mean, it's a pretty good spot, right? Because if it's a pullback, it's going to come back to the middle of this range, right? Before continuing down. So that's kind of the idea also. Playing it like as a little retracement. But the momentum is bullish, so it could be a continuation. And because I think it's a well, eventually I think we're going to continue upward. So I'm really interested in buying pullbacks, taking little scalps. Like here, this isn't even, like I should probably put this higher, but that's that critical zone where there was a bunch of aggressive buying, and it's kind of like right in the middle of it. So I kind of splitting the difference with it. Price is coming back down. Pretty strong rejection there, to be fair. Buyers are stepping right back in, absorbing a little bit of aggressive selling at the bottom of that candle. We did have some aggressive selling here though, and then that absorption, if we can continue to see price move up, that's a good sign. If we come down here and break this zone, that means sellers are starting to step in to push the price down even lower, which was my original thought, right? One of these other levels. So maybe the play, nah, we'll just keep it small. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to doing this. Like, I really wouldn't be opposed to that. And then something like that. CP1 here. CP another there. Just ideas though. All right, gold's pretty dead at the moment. Still. That's what gold looks like. Screen. Exactly as we called it, just in this area. Nothing to be seen. So we come back to NQ. Okay, so it looks like this one's going our way for the moment. Aggressive buyers are stepping in as well. And sellers are getting absorbed. So I like this for continuation to the upside. Hopefully this trade works out for us. While we wait for gold to decide. Gold's in a, I guess they're kind of both in a holding pattern at the moment, but I think we have a little more room to the upside in NQ right now in the short term. The short term, we shall see. I mean, really, I'm probably getting out too early here, but I'm just gonna stick to my plan. But just by looking over here, you can see that we don't really have much. Once we get through right here, I don't really have much more resistance. I got a little pocket right here where aggressive sellers stepped in before. Then we got a little pocket right here. So maybe we take 2 here. And then take another there. Now we move it to break even. Look at that shit. I don't want to move it to break even, but I'm gonna. Pretty volatile. We should just take it twice. Right, we're out. Just cancel all. So that was a good trade. $64. So we almost got the full 70. We probably should, I don't know, I think I kind of didn't do that the best. Because I didn't wait for it to get to here. All right. It's too late now. Jump the gun. But I locked in 64, so I'm happy. Could have been better though. Once again, buyers stepped in here in this area, so it looks like buyers are clearly in control. I think a good stop would be behind this area right here. All right, we basically this whole, I would say this is more like it here to It's a pretty big zone. Okay, gold is still quiet. CVD is pretty flat. These aggressive sellers got pushed through. What's interesting is it was mostly passive. Now we're coming back to some weekly levels. All right, so we're testing the high right now. The overnight high, that is. Right now. But we want to come up to this next line. This could be resistance now, or support, this green zone right here. And for sure, I mean, this is strong. Come on, baby. Right there. Moving pretty effortlessly. Man, if I would just kept a runner on that, right? Cut my winners too soon. Let my losers run. Cut my losers off too late and let my winners run. Cutting them too soon will be a good thing. So this is now the level. Right here. The biggest level. That's where we're looking for a reaction. I mean, I would buy a pullback to here. I would buy a pullback. I also made a higher high here. Continuing to generally respect the channel. Okay. Pretty long channel. A little bit of absorption right here. Sellers absorb some buyers. Might get our opportunity to jump back in here. I mean, the other thing that could be happening here is that we are now going to just turn around. Okay, so it's possible that we hit this extreme here. Need to extend that to the right and put red on it. Okay. So thing here is we can't be buying because if we look on the weekly, because we have to rely on weekly delta now, there were sellers in this area. Okay, so we can't assume that, like, you look at all this purple over here, we can't assume that they're gone. Okay, we have to assume that they're still here. They were here during New York session, right? Buyers came in, and then it looks like, you know, they started up here is what happened, and then we just plummeted all day, right? All day long. So and we're above this longer term point of control right here. I think I'm gonna get in with one here. And we're just gonna take this to the red line. So CVD is going up. I see mostly aggressive buying. See a little bit more room to go test where those sellers were during New York session. And this could take a little while, right? This could take a little while. Okay. We may come down, in which case I'll add. Price comes back down here, I'll be adding a contract. I will probably exit if price breaks through my zone here. Protection. I have these two levels of protection here. And I do plan on adding on for a full position, at least down to here, and stop. But stop, we don't need to be that. Stop actually needs to go below here. Don't want to take on that much risk. Let me double check that. Yeah, below here. Okay, so that's what I see. But I still don't like this. Hey, what's up, man? I just saw you in here, the Quaz. How you doing? What's an easy way to get started into trading and what platforms? What kind of trading? Futures, stocks, prop firms, personal account, CFDs, Forex, options. Platforms depends on your experience and your personality. Okay, what I'm doing right now, well, I'm trading prop firm futures, or at least trying to. First and foremost, disclaimer, I am not a profitable trader, but I'm close. Secondly, this is Deepcharts, but I've been trading for nearly 2 years. I mean, longer than that, but before that, I was just smashing buttons. I've been doing technical analysis and market analysis and actual trying to remove leaks from the game for the last year and a half. So where I started is not where I'm at now. So I think a great platform to start is probably Top Step. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes I gamble like on Top Step in the sense. So Top Step, let me just go to, I don't have an account on there right now. But you can still go to the website. Where is it? I don't know if you can see it. No. Well, maybe not. They had this. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. You really got to find your own way, but Top Step is a good one to start. I'll show you what it looks like. Fairly cheap evals, and they've been around here forever. But you have some new order flow tools, which I'm going to get rid of because I don't need. But this is the Top Step platform. You can even open up a practice account. So if you just want to practice and you don't want to buy an eval, you can sign up and like learn how to use a lot of the stuff that I use on my platform here. But honestly, this is a good learning tool. It's got all kinds of cool indicators that are very common. This is a 15-minute chart. You got different time frames. These are volume profiles, volume weighted average price bullshit. So there's a million things. And it's pretty fast and responsive. And it's pretty easy to trade. Why? Thought I can practice. I should be able to practice. Oh, one. There you go. So you can place limit orders. All right, you can place market orders. You can change contract sizes. You can change symbols. Symbols. It's pretty responsive. Change charts. Draw. Do all kinds of weird shit. So that's a cool platform if you're just getting started. Oh, look at gold, or look at Bitcoin, yo. Look at this. Look at, holy shit. Bitcoin Bitcoin, what? Bitcoin made it to 81,279 in the perpetuals. Look at that. Just rip through. I gotta, oops. I was hoping it would pull back to here first. I had a buy order down in here. But this is crypto. So this one's called Hydra Trader. It's more of a crypto prop firm. Am I waiting for a spike to cash out? I don't really know the lingo. Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. No, I would go to Top Step YouTube channel. There's a whole beginner class by a guy named John Hoagland, and he introduces you to the futures and everything you need to know. And the guy was a pit trader, and he knows what he's talking about, and he's a very good educator, and he's very easy to listen to. So you just go to the Top Step YouTube channel and watch his beginner to futures class. There's a million videos up there. And then like I said, I'm not affiliated with him. I don't even have a live account with him or anything. I blew all the evaluations, but essentially what prop firms are is their valuations. You pay a little fee and you still get that kind of dopamine boost of having something really on the table. And if you actually pass the evaluation and you go to a second stage, you pass that, and you make it to a certain balance, then you get payouts. So that's kind of how it works. Because if you had to open up a brokerage account and trade futures, you have to have such a large account that you just probably wouldn't even be able to do it, or you wouldn't want to do it if you're new to trading. It's the last thing you want to do. So yeah, just start watch a bunch of different streams, find people that you actually seem interesting. Just kind of just start hunting, because if you're going to get overwhelmed, and you're going to kind of slow down into it. And there's a million of things out there that could sway your trading habits and behaviors and strategies in a certain direction, which may not necessarily be what you want. Also, if you think it's a get rich quick scheme, or you're going to make a lot of money real fast, you might get lucky, but it's actually really, really hard. So that's what I can tell you about it, but I wouldn't be comfortable teaching you strategy. But as far as I can show you what I use a lot of different things. So these are range charts and their footprints. And this is for every 40 ticks, it prints one candle, and a tick is each movement. So this is gold, and gold moves. There's 10 ticks per dollar. Okay, so see here, every tick, price moves down 10 cents. But each tick is leveraged 10 times. So one tick is like $1. So if you go 20 ticks, if you go 20 ticks, it's like $20. And they're all different, all the different assets. But this allows you to see inside of the candle. Now this is 40 range. I'll change this to 40 range here too. And again, that's just 40 ticks of movement of price. It creates a new candle. On this side, I'll do the same thing, 40 range, and essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see that down. So essentially footprint charts let you see what aggressive orders were filled on the selling side and the buying side. Right? So sellers, red, buyers, green, aggressive. So everything here is people smashed this thing that's called a market but order. So they're just saying, get me in at whatever price. And I'm like, I'll take it. I just want in, fear of missing it. Just, I'm in now. This is the price I wanted. I'm willing to buy it at. And then they'll just buy, actually not the price, but I'll take it at whatever price it's available at. So I have another tool here. I'll pull this up. This is actually gold as well. All right, so this is gold. This shows the resting orders, limit orders. So these are all, this is the book, right? It shows all the limit buyers, so passive buyers that are waiting for an aggressive person to fill their orders. But there's a caveat. It's not just people like me and you, it's market makers and that are just trying to facilitate trade on both sides. So it looks like it's being algorithmically controlled for the most part. And then here and there, some large speculators and people put on some size and, get price moving in a direction. So this is, and you can see where there is more color is where there were resting orders waiting. So here it's aggressive orders. Here it's just the candlesticks without what's going on inside. Right? Generally speaking, because this is the same exact chart, essentially. See it here? It's got the same structure, high, low, 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 high, low, 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 higher, 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 high, higher, 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 like a stair step. And those are called swings. You have these little mini swings, and then you have these bigger swings. And oftentimes there are multiple swings before price reverses and starts going the other direction. Happens all the time. Swings down, reverses, swings up, swings down, swings up. No, so this isn't shares, this is futures. So these are indexes like commodities. This is gold. And in futures trading, you don't have shares. You buy a contract at a price and then you hold that contract until, just say for the day. We're day trading. So you could hold it longer, but for what I'm doing is you get in for a price, then you agree to buy it back or sell it back later. Okay, that's all you're doing. And the price could be better. You could have made money on it or you could have lost money on it. Depends on like a lot of factors. So it's zero sum. So for each contract, there's someone willing to buy and someone willing to sell. Sometimes the counterpart is another trader. Sometimes the counterpart is a market maker who facilitates trade, and they basically have high frequency trading algorithms that just make the market move. And then you have other people. So basically it's a zero sum game. But regular stocks, $1 of price movement moves $1. In the futures, $1 price movement is leveraged at a much higher increment. So you have to think that you can win a lot more, but you can also lose a lot more. And I promise you, it's a lot easier to lose than to win. So it's not stocks. It's basically you're trading the S&P 500 index, gold, silver, cattle, crude oil, natural gas. Could be things like that. And stocks are just 1-to-1. They're not leveraged. Actually, they have futures on single stocks too that are leveraged. So it's a product they just rolled out. And I want to put it in the chat. If you really want to learn, you can even get a practice account and stuff. Colorado Mercantile Exchange. I didn't spell that right. That's where you go to learn about futures, as well as go to the Top Step YouTube channel. That's your best bet. You're gonna learn the most there because it's already curated. Like, it's designed specifically for someone who wants to get into this. So, all right, I got to go back to this other chart real quick. I do have to pay attention for a minute. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so price is moving in the right direction. We're coming back onto the resistance of this arbitrary trend line that I drew. All right, so I created this channel, and I basically said that price is continuing to move through this channel, and it looks like it wants to keep moving through this channel until we get up here. What am I looking for right now? I'm looking for price to get to here. I'm looking for a price to get to here. I entered right here, and I have a stop loss back here. So if price comes all the way back and hits this, I'm exiting the trade at a loss. But I also have a plan to add more. So if price comes back to, I'm going to put a limit order. That means if price comes back to this level right here, this green level, see where all this aggressive buying happened before? Those are basically the people that bought in inside these candles. So all of this data right here, this is daily, this is weekly, all of this data is another representation of these numbers. Okay, this is just a visual way of seeing it better. I hate numbers. So this is aggressive buying and selling, and you can see where it's more green, those areas where more aggressive buyers stepped in. Doesn't mean they're still there. And this so, and my original plan was to get out right here. See how I drew this line with this red? You see where, if we look to the right here, you can see this purple zone. These were where aggressive seller. Whoa! Holy shit! My ears. What the holy shit? Price just hit our level. Holy shit, that hurt. That almost gave me a brain aneurysm. So I'm looking for price to get here, right? Because but the truth is I'm gonna get out right here because I'm not gonna be greedy. Because we just got some resistance there. Notice how sellers, these buyers, this is all aggressive buying here. You can see there's more green, right? Then there is purple selling. So we're likely to get a little bit of a retracement. We're probably going to come back to here. So now what I'm looking for is price to return maybe even a little lower. Could be here. Or here. Let's see. This right here is volume and aggressiveness. So when the bars are longer and colored purple, it means there was more volume and it was selling dominated. You can see sellers are dominating now. You see all that purple, now buyers are stepping in and there's green. So all I'm doing is this is called order flow, and I'm just watching the real-time orders flow. And I have a lot of tools that allow me to visualize it. And it's taken me 1.5 years to learn how to use all these tools. So I'm looking at a lot of different things. You can see I created these trend lines. I created these horizontal lines where I expect price to go to. Got all these different indicators and all this bullshit, right? But I know what it all is and it makes sense to me. And as you start to trade, if you decide to do that, you'll figure it out on your own, man. You'll just there's no one way. You just got to kind of figure it out. Just get in there and just try shit. Doesn't even matter what. So I saw this happen, right? I saw these buyers. Like, this is a strong buy, right? You can see it right there. Strong buying. And then it just printed a strong purple candle, which means it's called absorption. So passive sellers who were on the order book right here, I can show them to you exactly right here. They absorbed all the aggressive orders, or the aggressive buyers absorbed all these passive sellers. So these were all passive sellers, and that's what happened. Price came up to right here. Aggressive sellers and passive sellers stepped in and pushed the price back down, and now you can see price is moving lower. You can see prices moving lower. This is where the passive sellers were. Gold. And if we go back over here, you can see exactly where it happened. You can see it's the biggest print of orders. It was right here. And I'm going to show you something that's really interesting. See, I have a 30% marked. It happened right at this 30% of this. It's a very common place where price moves away. So these are just all visualizations of the same chart. So you can see it bounce right off that line, right? See how price bounces off this 70, then off this 50, then off this 30, 50, 70. Do you think that's a coincidence? 100, 30, 50, 30, 50, 70, 100. Do you think that's a coincidence? It's the algorithms. You see how structured this is? It's like this is all computers driving this movement. Okay, so now gold is cooking. So we're getting close to our zone. looking at I'm going to move this back to my 15-minute. This is my longer time frame guide here. So this is the last 2 hours right here. We've been in this range for 2 hours. And I'm interested in taking a long from right here, this purple zone. So that's what I'm looking for now. I've marked this out because that's where aggressive buyers stepped in before. Yeah, well, it's a good place to start. It's a good place to start. No matter what you feel though, the market doesn't care. Just remember that. It doesn't care about your feelings. So feeling has nothing to do with trading. Well, it does, but it shouldn't, is what I'm trying to say. It absolutely does, because there's money on the line. But you have to desensitize yourself from the money and desensitize yourself from feelings, because the feelings and emotions, all I'm going to tell you, they just get in the way. So you just have to analyze. You notice I have my plan. I said I did my analysis, and then I'm waiting for confirmation through order flow. We're going to see what happens. You'll be able to see it with me when these numbers start printing in this zone. Okay? You're going to see what happens. And you're going to see in real time what's happening in this candle. You can see it down here too, right? See this level? 46.78. Well, that's right here. It may not even make it here. It's got to get. I also have these two lines marked. I'm expecting a rejection. So we hit our level, right? So that's where I had the alarm at. So I don't have to be watching the screen, right? Always set an alarm. So now I'm paying attention. Yeah, turn that alert off. And as you can see on NQ, price never made it to this zone where I had my target. It rejected 2 times from this red line. So it's not about, it is about patterns and recognizing patterns and patterns, but that's, once a pattern actually develops, it's generally too late. So you have to make a decision before any pattern fully develops. You have to pick a side while still taking a probability of losing, no matter how good your strategy is. So, because if you wait, sometimes, most of the time, if you wait until the move is highly confirmed, you're going to be too late. You're going to be too late. So that's why the order flow comes in handy. So we're getting close. This is the zone I'm looking for right here. This zone. Pre-marked, right? We set it all up. We're like, okay, when price gets here, let's see what happens. I expect there to be a fight here. There may be some consolidation. And then once I see that buyers have control or more control than the sellers, I'm going long. We already swept this important low. It's this huge swing pattern right here. We already pretty much broke that range, right? That swing range. We created a new swing from the high to this low. We broke this first swing, tapped back into 30%. And now it's going to decide which way it wants to go. Are we going to make a lower low where price rips through and continues lower? Or are we going to make a higher low where price starts to reverse the other way? This one could be like here and here and here, right? Or it could do this. Go like this, right? For a while. No idea. But what we're going to do is wait for price to come to our location right here and then make a decision. And since I'm looking for longs only, I'm not interested in getting in on a short because I'm going to continue to look for the next place where a long could be possible. So I'm only trading long. I'm only trading long right now. Coming back into NQ, we've still yet to be able to break through to this higher zone. But buyers are trying. Some really strong down wicks. There's a lot of wicks, a lot of rejection where price came down and rejected, came down, rejected, came down, came back up, came down, came back up, came down, came back up. So it doesn't want to go down. And this is NASDAQ here. The other one was gold. And we broke through this. We're breaking through this channel that I arbitrarily drew. Right here. And we could draw a different channel too, All right, we could draw another scenario for the higher time frame, which might look like that. See, price bounced off this level, came back, bounced off it again. So it came up, bounced higher, bounced, 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 bounced. Wants to go higher. Aggressive buying, 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 buying. A little bit of a slowdown, more aggressive buying. Where do the buyers get exhausted? Honestly, it could be anywhere here. It could just end right now. It may not go any higher. Okay, so that's how I see it. But right now it's not. It's not going any higher. It's going lower. So that was an amazing exit on our part. So for NASDAQ, we're still waiting for gold to get down to our level. We're still not here. I have an alert on this too, so it'll yell at me again. Okay. This level right here. Let's see if this level holds. What's interesting is the gold price action and the NASDAQ price action is the way the chart is moving, is what I mean by price action. It's very similar right now. The difference is gold is at the bottom of a big range and NASDAQ is trying to break through the top of a range. But they're both trending kind of in that downward direction after rejecting off of a high. Still think there's room for the NASDAQ to go a little bit lower here. Let's find it. Shit, it already hit it. Look at that. I missed the whole rejection. See, it came down just. See, we missed it. I was dicking around. See right here? I was a little behind it. See that shit? See what I'm saying though? But it's not just waiting. You can't just enter when price hits your level. You got to see the reaction. Okay, I could get in here 100%. But I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced right now that we have any more room to the upside. We would basically have to break through this level before I have conviction that we're gonna come up and really test this zone right here before rejecting again. So I need to see a break of this red line and then a retest of it to continue higher. Retest with a response. But what you can see down here in this delta, this is the aggressive push. There really hasn't been this candle right here. Is that where it came back to? No, it didn't, not yet. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't return to that gray box here. Right here. So it looks like there were some passive buyers here this time, but the aggressive buyers that were here earlier in the week are not here anymore. So there's really reason to go long. I'm also not going to go short. All right, coming back to gold. Okay, so this line right here, 4678, is essentially this. There's a lot of limit orders waiting down here. There have been for a very long time. You can see that this zone has had limit orders waiting here for a very long time. So the likelihood that they get moved is a lot less. You can see these orders are getting pulled right as price gets closer to them. They're starting to lighten up and price never actually hits the zone. So they're moving price away. Obviously there's some orders here, but they're being subtracted or removed from the book and likely being put on another level. I gotta go AFK here. All right, yo. So it's time to go. Starting to get tired. Don't really see anything I want to get involved with. Wait till tomorrow. I have a feeling that this is just gonna fuck. Why can't I? What the hell? Why? There we go. So there's not a lot of power with this move here. It's pretty weak. We're just in a range. So like I could see us doing this for, honestly, all night. Like this zone right here. This could go on for some time. So what I do is I'm gonna mark it and extend it out. So when I wake up in the morning, I can see what happened. Double distribution. So it just bounced around this whole range right here for quite some time. Come back and test here, maybe sweep it at some point. Or we already swept it though. So this level might be too low right here. But I'm not getting involved. So peace out. Have a good one. Till next time. I'm out.